questions for Coach Rhule.
Matt, I guess, what did Tony tell you yesterday about wanting to?
Not much. We had a nice conversation. Tony's a great kid, great person. He's going to graduate. So just, wasn't right for him right now just to finish up. So we appreciate him, respect him, but those are his decisions. So we wish him the best.
Was it lack of playing time or anything?
I would not want to discuss our conversation, but it's like anything else in life. We have a lot of young guys that are playing a lot, and like I said, Tony's he's been a good person. He's been a good teammate, and disappointed that he left, but we understand it and move forward.
Is that something you have to address with the team, that hey, somebody's not going to be here anymore?
Yeah, I told the team. Most of them know. I mean, they're friends with Tony, right? So, but I told them and made sure that they knew we'd move forward. So.
Matt, you had a couple of earlier practices. I don't know if that was to get in the heat or was that intentional or.
Yeah, we wanted to get in the heat a little bit. We weren't. I don't think real happy with our handling of the heat last Saturday. We looked a little bit tired, and we're down a couple D linemen, and I know those guys weren't happy with the way they played in terms of late in the game. So we wanted to get out a little bit more in the heat, and I think it's been good for us. I mean, yesterday was really challenging. Today was challenging, but hopefully that'll leave us more prepared for Saturday.
Did you feel good about yesterday's workout?
Yeah.
It's usually the physical day.
It was tough. It was hard. It was very competitive. And that's the thing I keep talking to our guys about. At the end of the day, that game against Duke, we had chance after chance after chance. And the only thing that's those are going to happen. Those things are going to happen in games. But 7-0 or 14-0 didn't have to become 24-0. And just getting our guys to compete all the way through everything. That comes from confidence. That comes from trusting yourself. That comes from experience. We wanted to come back and just really compete against each other yesterday. 1s-on-1s, 2s-on-2s. We're playing a very competitive football team in Kansas. We haven't seen many teams work as hard, play as hard as they do. And so we wanted to go out there and make sure that we competed against ourselves. And I thought it was a good day.
How much of a learning lesson is that when you're watching the film and you see the bad first half, and then these guys can see, hey, you just make a couple of plays and you're right back in it?
Yeah, you hope they see it, right? I mean, after the game, everyone's sitting there, they're trying to search for answers. You're sitting there, you're talking to your family, your friends. Everyone's got an opinion, and the truth is always somewhere in between, right? And so you turn the tape on, and you see the first drive, we should score, and then. Second drive, we fumble, they score on third down. Okay, then the third drive, we should score, and the fourth drive. So I just think at the end of the day, what you want is a football team and coaching staff that all takes responsibility for, hey, I can do this better. So when that happens, when things are going wrong, everyone just settles down. They don't panic. And, there's still things go wrong. There's still a little sense of panic sometimes. And how do you get rid of that? Well, you recognize it and you try to learn from it. So we showed them all the opportunities we had so that, not so that we could say, oh, if only we would have done this, but more so that when we get in that situation again, we realize the plays are all around us, right? It's just a matter of settling down, playing football, and don't get caught up in the, what's the score. As I told them, Tuesday afternoon, we're out there yesterday, no one was worried about what the score was. No one was worried about, anything other than just playing. And so if we go out on Saturdays and we just play, we're a significantly better football team. And that's all the great football teams I've been around do. They go out there, they play, they compete, and they don't worry. And so trying to get our guys to make that next step it's a hard step to make, but it's one I think that hopefully last Saturday will help us get to.
You got the blocked punt, return for 6, the week before the onside kick. Obviously some good special teams scouting going on that side, even though I know special teams isn't perfect like you wanted, but that's been something that's been a bright spot.
Yeah, I think Mike Saravo and Fran Brown have done a great job with our special teams. The opening kickoff return was awesome. Still a lot of plays we're leaving out there. Some of the kickoff returns, we kicked one out, so they start with the ball at the 35, and we return it to the 8, balls that we should just let go in the end zone. So, but I think the nice thing is we have a lot of young players playing on the special teams, and you see them gaining confidence by playing, and so hopefully we can continue to make that, something that where we can find, 1 or 2 plays to be an advantage every week.
You talked about the D-line with BJ back, with maybe some of the other guys. Is that line, is that group in a better position this week?
They should be. We'll probably get Tyrone Hunt back this week or next week, and that'll be a major thing for us. But, BJ's one of our, best players. You play great defense 2 ways, really. You get a bunch of tough, hard-working, smart guys that are accountable, that will do everything right and play hard. And then you just need a couple difference makers, And so difference makers are the guys who knock the ball out. So everyone else does a great job, and those guys take away the big plays. And so, you think you saw Clay make some big plays last game. You've seen James Lynch, week in and week out. I mean, he's got like 15 quarterback hurries. So BJ will hopefully be another guy that can go make some of those plays and really take some pressure off our inside guys. Our inside guys, Ira and those guys are doing a great job. We just need a little bit outside pass rush to go in with the inside guys and maybe affect the quarterback a little more.
He's a difference maker, or can be.
BJ can be. I don't know. You got to go do it. It's one thing to say it.
Yeah.
Something to go do it. But BJ can be a difference maker.
He's got the unique just speed off the edge, doesn't he? That not a lot of guys have.
Yeah, and he's 6'4", 6'4.5". And he's up to 225 now. Runs 4.5, and he's just really, really competitive. While he was suspended, he practiced all week, all day, every day, took every rep, and so he's just got unique gifts. But yeah, really at the end of the day, he's got the speed and the ability to change levels and bend that you hope can affect the quarterback, and not just in the passing game, but also in the run game. They've got a tremendous run game. I think they're second in the conference right now, 200-some yards a game. So we're going to have to do a tremendous job. A lot of zone read, where you need guys who can redirect, and so BJ he'll bring that along with Deontay and the rest of the guys.
On the other side of the ball, how have you seen the offensive line develop this week in recognizing those stunts and coverages that you were saying they were having trouble with?
Yeah, it was unfortunate because I thought the offensive line had put a lot of good plays together last week, and then some key moments. Even a couple just mental errors. We had a touchdown, and we thought we had a touchdown and didn't protect it, and one guy was in the wrong protection. And so that's unfortunate. But I think every week you'll just see them get better, and I think you'll see them get more and more mature, more and more confident. But I think this week presents a unique challenge in that they're in a completely different defense. It's a 3-down front. It's a little unique. The tremendous rush defense, tremendous pass defense, really great defense, right? 15 points a game, taking the ball away. So in 3 or 4 days you have to now go. Everything you do is different because you can do it versus a different front. But, I came out of my office last night about 9:30 last night, and Sam Tecklenburg is in the room working, and so and a lot of it goes through him. So I think you'll see them play better this week than they did last.
Man, how different is it, Kansas defense, compared to last year?
Yeah, last year we played them, they were all 4 down. So, it was just it was like playing ourselves in practice. And now they've gone to strictly like a 3-3 stack kind of a defense. And I think the biggest thing on defense is they all play with eyes on the ball, so they're making a ton of plays on the ball, picking balls off, knocking balls out. They play with swagger and energy. They fly to the ball. I mean, they're going to come in here, they're going to come in here to win, and they're going to come in here to fly around and play hard. And the biggest thing we can do is catch the football and protect the ball. Catch the football and protect the ball. And, a lot of people ask me about drops. You can see the guys over there on the jugs. It ain't about technique. It's about when you're tired, are you going to do everything right? Who are you going to be when you're tired? And we'll see this week. I have a lot of confidence in our guys that they will.
Coach, what are you seeing from Giancarlo Valentine and Jake from Morgan as they kind of are trying to get back from injury? How do you see their role increasing, and just kind of what have you seen from them getting back?
Jake will have a much more increased role this week. He did some good things last week. He just has to get a little more confident. He sometimes second guesses himself a lot. And if he didn't do that, he'd be just fine because he's a really good player. And then Giancarlo's as talented as anyone I've been around. And just getting them back in shape and getting them back playing. But hopefully you'll see their roles significantly improve as we move forward.
How long do you expect normally a guy coming back that missed as much time as those two did to be where the rest of the guys are?
I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and it's one of the benefits of the way we practice. Hopefully you hope the practice prepares you for the game. And so I think sometimes you have to get in a game and make some mistakes and come back and regroup and learn from them, So I think that that's what we're trying to get Jake to do, and that's what we're trying to get Giancarlo to do. They got in the game a little bit last week. Go back, look at what you did, learn from it. Sometimes as a coach, you teach somebody something, you tell somebody something, and you correct something. It's not until they really get beat on it that they come back and they say, "No, coach, teach me that again." And so hopefully we can see those guys. And again, Giancarlo, he likes to work like like last night, 9:30, Tech was in there. Giancarlo was in there by himself watching tape, rewatching practice. So you see guys that have tremendous effort and care a great deal.
Who will return punts this week?
Jalen Rhule will continue to return punts, and then either Trevor White or Graylin Arnold will also be back there as well. So
yeah, Fleek's returning kicks again.
Yeah, Fleek's will return kicks, and Fleek's role on offense will continue to increase. Really a dynamic young playmaker who's been trying to get a grasp of and not that he doesn't know it, just the confidence of going out there. And the games go a lot faster than practice, right, mentally. So, but I think we all saw a glimpse of what Fleeks can do. He'll also return punts in Taekwondo eventually. Just trying to continue to develop them along the way.
Your first half plan, would it be to rotate Lovett and Ebner, or does Squirrel figure in? Are you committed to playing Squirrel this week? Or?
If I could, I would. But I think it's really more Lovett and Ebner. It's their opportunity. They've worked hard. Abram Smith is another guy we have a lot of confidence in. So those three guys will be ready to go while we wait for Jermichael. Then in the second half, we'll play it later.
Do you see Hurd having some sort of impact in the run game at all this week?
Yeah, we got him in there last week and had that one carry for 12 yards. You can see he's dynamic running the football. But we have a lot of confidence in John, a lot of confidence in Tristan. So they've been waiting their opportunity. And we should have run the ball more with Lovett last week as well. So we'll get those guys in there and run them and see what they do.
With the running game, the last couple of weeks not getting untracked, have you been reevaluating what you're doing?
Schematically? I don't think so. I think, there's about 6 ways to run the football in the world. We do all of them, so I think it's just doing it better, and probably doing a little bit more, I think is a major factor in it. But, we lost Kyle Boyd in that game, in the middle of the game, so in terms of getting into any sort of like two-back downhill run game, we were kind of out of that. I think sometimes we all, people think that's this, and this. We're going to line up and play Kansas. They're going to run inside and outside zone. We're going to run inside and outside zone. Turn on Alabama. They're going to run inside and outside zone. It's just who does it the best, and who does it better. And so we're just working really hard at how we do what we do and hoping that we can take a step moving forward.
What are you expecting out of Denzel? How much has he been through this?
Denzel, he's practiced every day, so he should be ready to go.
Any more thought on how you might use the quarterbacks?
You know what? I don't know. To be quite honest with you, today's really our third down red zone passing day, and anxious to go in and watch the tape and see. But again, a lot of confidence in both guys, and we'll probably set some sort of rotation and sort of play it by ear in the second half.
Is Kyle going to miss a chunk of time, or are you really sure on that?
Yeah, I think he suffered a head injury in the game, and so I didn't think he suffered a head injury during the game. So he's in that protocol now, trying to come back. So.
Anybody else health-wise that you don't feel like you're going to have this week?
Tyrone Hunt. Also got Xavier Jones was out last week. He's out again this week. Anybody else in the game that got hurt? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Is Malin making progress?
Yeah, he's out there running around today, moving around with Kent Johnston, who does a great job of getting those guys in the return to play protocol. So he should hopefully be improving, getting back.
Seen another week of Clay. How much of a difference does he make for you?
Well, sorry, I'm getting bit by a bug here. I think the biggest. You want me to? Is that your way of telling me what? Wipe my face. I think the biggest thing with Clay is we've only begun to scratch the surface of his potential as we continue to try to get him to maximize who he can be. He could be a special player, I think. And he was able to get a lot more reps last week in practice than a lot more reps in the game. And I think he had 11 tackles. I think you could see him have a lot more. So Greg Roberts was a guy last week I was really proud of when you watch the tape. And I think he had 9 tackles or something. But, it doesn't necessarily show up all the time in the stat sheet. But the things you saw Greg doing, he's a guy that, has really made a jump from last year. And so hopeful that some of those guys can continue to take steps. But I thought Clay was really a good one.